Hana looked at the big screen, showing the time left 4 hours and 20 minutes before the alien ship would attack Earth. She felt the weight of billions of lives on her shoulders as she reviewed emergency plans to move people from cities, but she knew it was impossible to save everyone in such short time. They needed another way. Security officers brought in screens and computers for Subin to use. The alien worked fast, 4 eyes moving in different directions looking at different screens. At the same time, 3-fingered hands typing faster than human hands could move. "I need to show you everything," Subin said, not looking up from the work. "There is much you need to understand about why this is happening." T connected the alien data device to bigger systems in the room. Suddenly walls filled with strange symbols and pictures. Alien writing, alien faces, alien worlds. "This is the Galactic Council," Subin explained, pointing to images of tall, important-looking aliens from different species. They rule over 500 worlds across this part of space. They make laws, control trade, settle fights between worlds. On another screen appeared the face of June Park, smiling in his official Earth uniform, standing next to alien leaders. "This was taken when your envoy first arrived," Subin said. June Park was respected. "He learned our languages quickly. He was polite. He followed our customs." "Then why kill him?" Hana asked, her voice tight with anger. Subin touched more controls, bringing up new images. "These are the 3 most powerful council members. They come from old mining empires, worlds that became rich by taking resources from other planets. Over thousands of years, they have used up nearly everything in their reach." The pictures showed 3 aliens, each different looking, but all wearing similar rich clothes with jewels and metals. "They need new worlds with untouched resources." Subin continued, "Earth is perfect, rich in rare metals, clean water, growing things, valuable biology. Your planet has treasures worth more than you understand. But they can't just take what they want." Tay said, "They have laws, rules." June told us about galactic laws protecting new worlds. Subin made a sound that might have been a sad laugh. "Rules can be bent by those with power. They plan to offer Earth unfair treaties designed to look good, but actually giving them rights to take what they want. They would make humans think they were getting advanced technology. But the technology would be old, outdated things they don't use anymore." Another image appeared. June in a meeting room with the 3 powerful council aliens. They looked angry. "Your June Park found their secret reports about Earth resources." Subin explained he discovered their plans to trick Earth. He confronted them privately, tried to negotiate better terms for your world. "He was trying to protect us," Hana whispered, feeling new grief for her lost friend. "Yes," Subin agreed. June threatened to tell the full council about the corrupt plans. The 3 leaders panicked. They created false evidence claiming June and Earth leaders were plotting to poison council members. They used their power to have him executed without full trial. "But why send a warship?" Tay asked. "Why not just continue with their plan to trick us?" Subin touched more controls, showing Commander Rock's face. "The warship commander is from a world that was once attacked by another species. He lost family. He carries deep hate for any who threaten the council. He believes completely in council leadership. He thinks he is bringing justice." In the corner of the room, a military general spoke. Everyone had almost forgotten others were there. "So how do we convince this Commander Rock that he's being used as a tool by corrupt leaders?" Subin looked unsure. "We try to show him evidence, but he is very loyal." "It will be difficult." As they talked, a young soldier entered the room with urgent news. "Director, the alien ship has launched smaller ships. They are coming down toward major cities worldwide." What? Hana jumped up. "They said 6 hours. We still have 4 hours left." Subin looked at the tracking data with alarm. "These are not weapon ships. These are scout ships. They are mapping targets. The attack is still coming at the time," Rock said. "But they are preparing." On screens around the room, they watched as small alien craft appeared over New York, Beijing, London, Tokyo, Moscow, and other big cities. The craft did not attack. They simply flew over, scanning Earth's defenses. Earth jets flew beside them but did not shoot, fearing to start the war. Early, Tay worked on the data from Subin's device while this happened, finding more information. "There is so much here," he said. "Important things about the Galactic Council, about alien technology, about the conspiracy. Look at this." He showed Hana files containing detailed records of meetings where the 3 council leaders discussed Earth like farmers discussing land to buy. They talk about us like we are things. Hana set her face, showing disgust like Earth is just a resource to use. Subin nodded sadly. This is how they see all younger worlds, not as equals, but as things to use. Tay found more files about Commander Rock and his ship. This shows the ship systems, how weapons work, how they are controlled. There are maps of the whole ship. This could be very useful. While they studied these files, alerts sounded across the room. The scout ships were returning to the main alien ship, having finished their work. The countdown continued. Now just 3 hours remained. We need a new plan, Hana said, looking at Subin and the military leaders in the room. We cannot evacuate billions in 3 hours. We need to stop that ship. The military general shook his head. Our missiles would never reach it. They have defenses we can't beat. We tried sending messages to the ship, but they ignore us. Subin stood up suddenly. There is one way I can guide a small team onto the ship using a maintenance entrance that is not well guarded once. Aboard, we could reach the weapons control center and disable the main weapons long enough for Earth to broadcast the evidence to the whole galaxy. Everyone stared at Subin. You would do that? Hana asked. Risk your life even more. I started this journey, knowing I might not survive. Subin answered simply. But this is right. This is just I cannot watch billions die for lies. The military general looked thoughtful. A small team might work. He said, we have special forces. Soldiers trained for impossible missions. They could go with the alien. It's a suicide mission, said another person in the room. The chance of success is very small. Hana looked at the screens showing the alien ship hanging over Earth like death itself. Sometimes a small chance is all we have, she said. This is our world, our home. We must try everything to save it. Tell your special forces we need volunteers, while the military leaders left to find soldiers. Hana stood close to Subin, speaking quietly. Why do you care so much about Earth? You never even met humans before today. Subin's 4 eyes looked sad, each blinking in turn. My homeworld was once like Earth, small, new to space. We were tricked by stronger worlds. They took our resources, left us poor. It took generations to recover. I joined intelligence services to prevent such things happening to others. When I saw the files about Earth, about the plans, I could not stay silent. Hana touched Subin's arm lightly, the first human to touch the alien. Thank you. Our worlds may be different, but it seems some values are the same across the stars. Tay interrupted their moment. Director, we have something else on the data device. It's information about other worlds that have been exploited by the Council. Corruption goes deeper than we thought. Dozens of planets have been tricked or forced into bad agreements. This changes everything. Hana said, her eyes wide with understanding. This isn't just about saving Earth anymore. It's about exposing corruption that hurts many worlds. We need to send this evidence to everyone now. Tay shook his head. The problem is getting the signal out. The alien ship is blocking most of our transmissions to space. We can talk to each other on Earth, but not send strong signals beyond our atmosphere. Then we must use their ship. Hana decided our team needs to not just disable weapons, but also use the ship's communication systems to send the evidence across the galaxy. Subin looked worried. The communication center is far from weapons control. It's heavily guarded. We would need to split up. As they discussed plans, a soldier rushed in. Director, we have a team, 5 volunteers, best soldiers, all willing to go. Send them in. Hana ordered. 5 humans entered the room. Standing tall in special black uniforms, they looked calm, even knowing they might die soon. Each carried weapons and equipment for different jobs. The leader stepped forward. Captain Jin reporting, Mom. He said, these are my team members. Day, explosives. Expert, Yang communications specialist, Hyun combat. Medic and Min weapons expert. We understand the mission and accept all risks. Hana looked at them, feeling both pride and sadness. These brave humans might not return. We have just under 3 hours, she said, before the attack begins. You will go with Subin onto the alien ship. Your mission is to disable weapon systems and use their communication equipment to broadcast evidence of the conspiracy to the galaxy. Do you understand what this means? Captain Jin nodded. If we succeed, we save Earth. If we fail, Earth burns. But we must try. Hana turned to Subin. Can you guide them safely onto the ship? Subin stood straight, showing new confidence. I will try. We will need special suits for the humans. The air on the ship is different and disguises, so they look less human from distance. While Tay and others prepared equipment, Hana looked again at the countdown timer. 2 hours 50 minutes remained, to save not just Earth, but perhaps many worlds across the galaxy from corruption that had gone unchecked for too long. The small ship rose quietly from Earth, flying toward the massive alien warship. Hanging in space above the planet inside were 6 beings, 5 humans and 1 alien. All knowing they might never return, Captain Jin-Dae, Yong-hyun, and Min sat in special suits that would help them breathe alien air, their faces hidden behind dark masks. Subin piloted the small craft, fingers moving fast over strange controls. Remember, Subin told them as they got closer to the warship, your translator devices will help. You understand our language, but do not speak unless you must keep your helmets on the air. Mix is different for my kind. It would hurt your lungs. The small ship looked like an alien maintenance craft from outside. Subin had changed its signals and markers to match what the big ship would expect. The humans watched through windows as they approached the massive warship. It seemed to fill all of space black and threatening with red glowing weapons. Captain Jin checked his weapon one last time. Our mission is to stop the weapons long enough for Earth to send out the truth about the conspiracy. We are not starting a war, we are stopping one. Their ship moved toward a small opening on the bottom side of the warship, a service entrance that Subin knew would have few guards. The humans felt their hearts beat faster as the small ship connected to the big one with a soft sound, metal touching metal. This is a maintenance area, Subin whispered as the door opened. Stay close. Follow me exactly. They entered the alien ship, walking into a world not made for humans. The hallways were tall with strange colored lights. The air felt thick and smelled like metal and something sweet. Subin led them through narrow passages, trying to avoid main areas, where more aliens would be. Twice they had to hide as groups of crew members walked past. Once they pressed into a small storage room, holding their breath as alien voices came near, speaking words. The translation devices turned into Earth language. Did you see the human cities in scout reports? One alien voice said they look strange, so many small buildings so different from our worlds. The scout ships found no real defenses. Another voice answered, these humans are weak. They have no true weapons, no shields, they cannot stop us. The voices moved away. The team waited a moment longer, then continued through the ship. It was bigger than they expected, almost like a city inside with many levels and sections, each looking different. After walking for what seemed like hours but was only 20 minutes, they reached a place where they needed to separate. The weapon systems are 2 levels down. Subin pointed to a map on a small device. But Commander Rock will be there. We need to split up. Captain Jin looked at his team. Min, you create the distraction as planned. Dae, you go with Min to set the explosives. Yang, you come with me and Subin to the weapons control room. Hyun, stay halfway between groups to help if anyone gets hurt. Min smiled behind. Her mask, leave the noise to me. The team separated, Min and Dae going toward the engine areas while the others continued toward weapons control. Min carried small devices that would explode, not to damage the ship badly, but to create confusion and draw guards away from their real target. The ship was quieter than Earth ships. No engine noise, just the soft sound of air moving, and sometimes distant voices. The hall seemed endless, turning and joining in ways that would confuse anyone without Subin to guide them as they walked. Yang whispered to Subin, how many aliens are on this ship? About 3,000, Subin answered. Most are regular crew, not soldiers, but all have basic fighting training, and all believe Earth tried to attack the Council. They think this mission is just. How can they believe killing billions is just? Yang asked. Subin looked sad with all 4 eyes. When you are taught from birth that the Council is always right, that its enemies deserve no mercy, it is easy to believe what leaders tell you. They reached a narrow passage that would lead to the weapons control area. Captain Jin checked his weapon again. This is too easy, he said. Security is lighter than we expected. Subin looked worried. You are right. Something feels wrong. Maybe the distraction will help. Before they could discuss more, the ship shook slightly and alarms began to sound. Min had set off her explosives in the engine section. The plan was working. Crew members ran past them, heading toward the explosion, none noticing the hidden team in the shadows. "We move now," Captain Jin ordered while they are busy. The team hurried toward the weapons control room. The hall's now empty as crew members responded to the alarm. They reached the final passage leading to their target. Subin suddenly stopped, holding up a hand. "Wait, something is wrong. Security should be stronger here even with the distraction." Captain Jin checked the passage. "It looks clear. Could the distraction have worked better than we thought?" "Maybe," Yang said, checking his communication device, "or it could be a trap." The decision was made for them when the doors to the weapons hub suddenly opened. Standing inside was Commander Rock, tall and fearsome, surrounded by armed guards. "I have been expecting saboteurs," Rock said, his voice cold. "But I did not expect one of our own kind to betray us." His four eyes focused on Subin with hate. The humans raised their weapons but did not fire. They were outnumbered. The guards pointed strange weapons at them, weapons that could kill in an instant. Commander Rock, Subin said, stepping forward. "You have been deceived. June Park was innocent. Earth never plotted against the Council more human lies." Rock growled, his blue skin darkening with anger. "Not lies." Subin reached slowly into a pocket, removing a small device. The guards tensed, weapons ready. But Subin only activated the device, showing the evidence they had found projected into the air for all to see. "Truth, the Council leaders executed June Park to hide their resource exploitation plans. They lied to you, used your loyalty to make you commit genocide against innocent beings." The guards looked at each other, some lowering their weapons slightly as they read the evidence floating in the air, their faces showing confusion and doubt. The documents showed Council leaders discussing Earth as a resource to exploit, showed their plans to trick humans, showed the false evidence used against June. Commander Rock watched the information, his face darkening even more. "These could be fake," he said, but his voice had less certainty. "They carry Council security codes," Subin replied. "Only high leaders could make these. You know, they are real deep inside. You have had doubts about this mission. That is why you did not kill us immediately when we entered the ship. That is why you are listening now. As this happened, Yang quietly activated his own device, sending signals to Earth, telling them to prepare to broadcast the evidence as soon as the weapons were disabled." Minutes passed in tense silence, the fate of Earth hanging on one alien's decision to believe truth or remain loyal to corrupt leaders. Some guards whispered to each other, looking troubled by what they saw in the evidence. Commander Rock finally spoke. "These documents, if real, show serious crimes by Council leaders, but I need more proof that they are authentic." Subin stepped closer. "There is more. While you prepared to destroy Earth, the Council leaders have been selling their holdings and preparing to blame you if anything goes wrong. They plan to say you acted without orders. They will sacrifice you to protect themselves." This final information seemed to hit Rock hard. His eyes widened. He had served the Council for many years, yet had always been kept from highest ranks despite his service. He turned to one of his officers. "Check these security codes, confirm if they are real." The officer worked at a control panel for a moment, then looked up with shock. "They are authentic, Commander. These came from Council leadership systems." Another guard spoke quietly. "Commander, the evidence shows they planned this from the beginning. They used you. They used all of us." Captain Jin saw the moment changing, understanding they needed to speak. "Now, Commander," Rocky said, removing his helmet, showing his human face, "we did not come to fight. We came for justice. June Park was trying to protect Earth from exploitation. He was killed for discovering truth. We want the same thing you do, true justice." "For what?" Seemed like forever. Rock stood silent, looking at the evidence, at Subin, at the humans. Then he made a decision that would change the galaxy. "Communications," he ordered. "Suddenly open channel to Earth. Leaders on Earth." Hana and Tai watched with amazement as Commander Rock's face appeared on their screens with Captain Jin and the team standing beside him. Director Kim Rock began formally. "I have received evidence suggesting a serious injustice has been done to your envoy and your planet. I am ordering all weapons powered down while this evidence is verified." Hana could hardly believe what she heard. "Commander, we have been sending June's findings and evidence of the Council's corruption to every galactic channel we could find." "I know," Rock replied. "We are getting messages that 3 Council members have already been detained by their own security forces. It seems your broadcasts reached more friendly ears than expected." The tension in the room changed to careful hope. As Rock continued, "I request a meeting with Earth leaders to discuss what has happened and how to move forward." He said, "I have been used as a tool by corrupt leaders. I wish to make this right," as the screens showed weapon systems powering down across the alien ship. People on Earth began to celebrate, hugging, crying, looking at the sky with new feelings, not fear but wonder. The day that had begun with execution and threat of destruction was ending with a new kind of first contact. In the alien ship, Captain Jin reached out a hand to Commander Rock in the human gesture of agreement. The alien commander looked at it for a moment, then slowly reached back his 3 fingers. 1 week after the alien ship first appeared over Earth, leaders from 27 different space worlds gathered in Seoul. The city was decorated with both Earth flags and strange alien symbols. The meeting place was Seoul Grand Tower. Its top floors now changed to fit beings of many shapes and sizes, some tall like trees, some small like children, some with many eyes or arms or legs, all coming together where once there had been only fear. The alien ship that first came as a threat now stayed as protection, floating above Earth while the galaxy dealt with the shock of finding corruption at the highest levels of the Galactic Council. 3 powerful council members were now held in space prison, their secret plans to steal Earth. Resources uncovered their lies about June Park shown to everyone. Hana now served as Earth's voice to the stars. She stood at the front of a great meeting room looking at beings from across the galaxy. Some looked almost human. Others were so strange, human minds could barely understand them. Beside her stood Subin, no longer an outcast, but now honored as one who chose truth over loyalty. The death of June Park showed us that even systems built to be fair can become corrupt, Hana said, looking at each alien group in turn. His bravery in facing council leaders with what he discovered cost him his life, but saved not just Earth, but perhaps many worlds from exploitation. Murmurs of agreement came from the gathered aliens, some making sounds no human had heard before, others nodding heads or other body parts in ways that showed they understood. Subin stepped forward to speak now, wearing special clothes that showed a new position as truth keeper for this meeting. From one sad event comes chance for change. With the corrupt council members removed, we suggest building a new kind of space cooperation, one that treats all worlds as important, not just the old powerful ones. The alien delegates began talking among themselves, discussing this new idea. Some seemed excited, others worried about change after thousands of years with the same rules. Commander Rock now stood with the Earth team, not as enemy, but as ally. His ship and crew had helped spread the truth across space after he learned how he had been used. His voice now added strength to the call for new fair rules. The old council system let a few powerful worlds control everything. Rock said, his deep voice filling the room. That is how corruption grows in darkness. I have served the council for many years, believing I protected peace. Now I see we need a system where all voices matter, where no world can secretly plan to hurt others. As the meeting continued, humans and aliens began to talk in small groups, sharing ideas, learning about each other, finding common ground despite looking so different. Earth scientists talked with alien knowledge keepers, business people discussed fair trade, new friendships began where once there might have been war. Outside the meeting tower, regular people of Earth watched with wonder as alien visitors walked streets, ate in restaurants, visited parks. Some aliens seemed just as interested in humans, asking questions, taking pictures, learning Earth customs. Children were the bravest, running up to aliens, asking to touch strange skin or see extra eyes or arms. Most aliens responded with kindness, showing patience, explaining their worlds, their lives, finding that despite coming from stars far away, they shared many same hopes and dreams. In a quiet corner of the meeting room, Tae approached Hana, who was watching all this with tired but happy eyes. June would be proud, he said. Your leadership saved Earth. Hana shook her head. It wasn't just me. It was Subin risking everything to bring truth. It was Captain Jin and the team willing to die to save Earth. It was Commander Rock, brave enough to question orders when shown evidence. It was many beings making hard choices. Tae nodded, looking out at the gathering, the galaxy executed. A human envoy thinking it would scare us into giving up our world instead. It brought us all together sooner than anyone expected. Later that day, Hana stood with Subin and Rock on a balcony looking over the city, the sun setting making the sky turn. Beautiful colors, the alien ship visible above like a new star. What happens next? Hana asked, watching lights come on across the city. Rock looked thoughtful. Many worlds are now questioning treaties they signed with the old council leaders. There will be changes, some painful, some good but needed. Truth changes everything. Subin pointed to stars beginning to show in the darkening sky. Your people will soon travel to these stars, not as servants to old empires, but as equals with new ideas, new energy. We have much to learn from each other. Below them in a city park, humans and aliens gathered together. Some humans played music while aliens tried to follow along with strange instruments of their own. Children ran between tall blue legs or strange, floating bodies, laughing without fear. Food from Earth was shared alongside weird things from far stars that brave humans tried, sometimes making funny faces at new tastes. The next morning, Hana entered the meeting room, ready for another day of building. New agreements between worlds. She found a message waiting for her. A small crystal that, when activated, showed a 3D image of June Park. It was his last recorded message to Earth, found in council records. Subin had recovered it and brought it to her. Hello, Earth, June's voice said, sounding just like he was in the room. I have discovered something troubling about some council leaders' plans for our world. I will confront them today with what I know. If you are seeing this, then something may have gone wrong, but know this: the galaxy is mostly good, mostly kind. Do not judge all by the actions of a few. Continue reaching for the stars with open hands, not closed fists. I believe in Earth's future among these amazing worlds. Hana felt tears on her face as the message ended. But they were not just sad tears. They were also hopeful ones. She wiped them away and entered the main meeting hall, where representatives of 27 worlds waited to continue building something new. Today we discuss trade agreements, Hana announced, looking at the gathered aliens, all different. Yet now working together today, we start making fair deals that help all our worlds grow stronger together as they worked. Earth scientists shared new ideas that surprised older alien worlds. Humans thought differently, bringing fresh solutions to old problems. Aliens shared knowledge, helping humans solve problems of energy, food, and medicine, each side finding value in the other. 1 month after the ship arrived over Earth, the first official friendship treaty was signed, not just between Earth and one alien world, but between 30 worlds, all agreeing to share knowledge, protect each other's rights, and stand against corruption. Earth was not entering the galaxy as a small new world to be used, but as an equal partner with its own voice. When the treaty signing finished, Commander Rock approached Hana. I must return to my homeworld. He said, many things are changing quickly there, but I wanted to thank you and your people. You showed me that questioning leaders is sometimes the most loyal thing one can do. Hana reached out her hand in the human way of friendship. Rock took it carefully, his 3 fingers wrapping around her 5. They had moved from enemies to allies in a short time, showing how quickly things could change when truth was valued. As night fell over Seoul, people gathered in streets and parks to watch something new. The alien ship that once brought fear now created beauty. Lights of many colors flowed across its black surface, making patterns in the night sky like nothing Earth had seen before. It was the alien way of celebration, a gift to their new friends. Standing at her window, watching the light show, Hana thought about June, about how his death had opened a door to the stars, not in the way anyone expected. His mission had not ended when he died. In many ways, it had just begun. The galaxy had executed a human envoy, and in doing so, had set both humanity and itself free from old lies, old ways, old corruption. Now stars held not just mystery and danger, but friendship and hope. The night sky would never look the same again to the people of Earth. The news spread across Earth like wildfire. June Park, Earth's first interstellar diplomat, had been publicly executed by the Galactic Council. Every screen on the planet showed the same terrible scene: June, kneeling before tall, strange aliens, his face brave but afraid. The aliens spoke words humans could not understand. Then a flash of bright light turned June into nothing but dust. No one on Earth knew why this happened. For 3 years, June had been a good representative for all humans. He always sent happy messages home saying the aliens liked humans and wanted to be friends with Earth. He told everyone that alien worlds wanted to trade with Earth and share knowledge. June said Earth would soon join the big group of space worlds, called the Galactic Council. Then, without any warning, they killed him in the big building of the Korean Space Agency. People ran through halls with scared faces, Workers cried at their desks. Soldiers stood at doors with guns. Director Hana Kim walked fast to the main meeting room, her face showing no fear. But inside her heart beat fast. She had known June since school days. They trained together to meet aliens. Now he was gone. Hana pushed open the big door. 20 important people sat around a table, all looking at screens showing the execution again and again. Hana turned off the screens. They gave no reason, no trial, nothing. Hana said, her voice strong, even though inside she felt like breaking. These aliens talk about fairness and rules. Then they kill our friend like he was nothing. The room stayed quiet. Then Taylor, Hana's helper for many years, looked up from his small computer, his eyes wide with new fear. Director, we see something big coming toward Earth from space. It's moving. Very fast. Everyone rushed to the main screen that covered one wall. They watched as a huge black ship moved through space, coming straight to Earth. It looked like nothing humans had ever built before, bigger than the biggest ships on Earth. It's outside, black as night with strange red glowing parts that looked like weapons. Get the president now. Hana ordered, her voice still not showing fear, and call all Army, Navy, and Air Force leaders. Whatever is coming, we need to be ready. Across the world, regular people got emergency messages on phones and computers. Some messages told people to go home. Others said go to safe places underground. Some places had no instructions at all, so people just looked at the sky wondering what would happen. Some people ran to stores taking all food and water. Others stood in streets looking up together. Some prayed, some cried, most just waited. In small towns, people gathered in main squares looking at the sky through the day. The alien ship got closer and closer. Now, even without computers or special tools, people could see something in the sky. A new star that got bigger. Every hour, in the Korean Space Agency, Hana and Tai worked without stopping. They called leaders from all countries. They looked at all information. About the alien ship, they tried sending messages to the ship but got no answer. Back, Hana looked at old videos of June talking about the aliens. He always smiled. He always said they were good. He believed they wanted peace. Was he wrong or did something? Change, Director, we got some information about the ship, Tae said, typing fast on his computer. It's 5 times bigger than our biggest aircraft carrier. It has strange energy readings that must be weapons we never seen before. It's moving in a way our science says should be impossible. Can we fight it? Asked a military leader, his uniform neat, his face serious. Hana looked at the screen again, not looking away from the alien ship. Our best weapons would be like throwing small stones at a mountain. She said, we need another way. What about trying to talk more? Asked another person. We could send new messages. Maybe June did something wrong without knowing. Hana shook her head. No. June knew alien rules better than anyone on Earth. He was careful, he was smart. Something else is happening here. As night fell, people saw the alien ship with their own eyes, now a black shape against the moon. Fear spread, but also something else. Excitement. Some people made signs saying, welcome. Some prepared food and music for aliens. Some thought maybe this would be first real meeting between humans and aliens. Maybe the execution was just a mistake or misunderstanding. They did not know the truth. Inside the alien ship, Commander Rock stood tall, his blue skin shining. Under ship lights, his 4 eyes looking at Earth on big screens, his face showed only hate and anger. His crew moved quickly around him, preparing weapons, checking systems. Humans, Rock said the word like it tasted bad. They look so weak, so small. They think they can spy on us, steal from us, plot against us. Now they will learn. Beside Rock stood his helpers, all nodding, all agreeing except one. Subin stood quiet, watching Rock with careful eyes. Subin worked with ship information and messages for many years. Something about this mission felt wrong. The evidence against humans seemed strange. The orders seemed rushed. When no one watched, Subin went to private room and looked at secret files about June Park. Subin read everything carefully, then found something important, something hidden. June never planned to hurt aliens. June had discovered something he wasn't supposed to know, secrets about how some top aliens planned to take Earth riches without fair trade. Subin now knew the truth. The execution was a lie. The attack on Earth was wrong, but saying this would mean death. Subin had to decide what to do: help destroy innocent world or risk everything to save it. Back on Earth, Hana stood at a window looking at stars, one getting brighter, the alien Ship getting closer, June. What did you see? What did you find? She whispered to the night. What made them so afraid of you that they had to kill you? Behind her, Tay entered the room. Director, the ship will reach Earth orbit in 6 hours. What should we? Johanna turned her face, now showing the strength that made her a leader. We keep trying to talk, we prepare to fight if needed. But most important, we try to understand why this is happening. There must be a reason. June must have learned something important. We need to find out what it was. Unknown to Hana or anyone on Earth, help was coming from inside the enemy ship. Subin had made a plan, a dangerous plan that might mean death. But it was the right thing to do, as Earth waited in fear as humans looked to the sky as the giant ship came closer. Subin copied secret files and prepared a small escape ship. The truth had to reach Earth before the weapons fired, before billions died for crimes they never did. Earth had hours left, maybe less, but one alien had chosen to stand against lies, even if it meant becoming a traitor. Night passed slowly on Earth. The alien ship grew larger in the sky. Morning would bring either first contact or last day. No one knew which would come. The alien ship entered Earth orbit with shocking speed. It was bigger than anything humans had ever built. The ship was black like space itself, with strange red lights that looked like eyes watching Earth below it, moved over the Pacific Ocean and stopped every country on Earth, sent up fighter jets. They looked so small next to the alien ship. Submarines came up from deep water, ready to fire missiles. Defense systems all over Earth pointed at the sky. The whole planet held its breath, waiting in a room deep under Seoul, built to survive even the worst attacks. Hana and Tai sat with world leaders and military chiefs. They watched screens showing the alien ship. Hana tried to look calm, but her hands shook slightly. She had not slept since news of June's death. Something is happening, said Tay, pointing at the main screen. The alien ship is sending a signal. Everyone in the room became quiet as the first alien message came through. A picture appeared in the middle of the room, floating in air. It showed a tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 eyes arranged like points of a diamond. Its skin looked smooth like water. Its body was thin but strong-looking. It wore something like armor, but made of a material no one on Earth had seen before. Humans of Earth. I am Commander Rock of the Galactic Enforcement Fleet. The alien spoke in a deep voice that sounded almost like music, but cold and without feeling. Machines translated his words into all Earth languages. At the same time, your representative, June Park, was found guilty of working against the Galactic Council. He tried to hurt important council members. He was a spy. He planned to steal our secrets as punishment. Your planet will be made an example for others who might think of fighting. The council. Hana stood up, her back straight, her eyes looking directly at the alien image. This is Director Hana Kim of Earth. We need to see proof of these claims against our envoy. We demand a proper trial following the laws of your Galactic Council that June told us about. The 4 eyes of Commander Rock seemed to narrow, showing anger or maybe surprise. The time for talking is over. You have 6 Earth hours to move people away from your coasts and major cities. Then we will show you what happens to worlds that work against the Council. The alien image disappeared from the room, leaving only silence for a moment. Then everyone started talking at once. Some shouted, some cried, some argued. We can't move millions of people in 6 hours, said Tay, looking at maps and numbers on his screen. It's not possible. The roads will jam, people will panic, many will die just from trying to leave. Then we must fight, said a military general, his face grim. We have nuclear weapons, we can hit them before they hit us. Hana shook her head. No. Our best weapons would be like throwing rocks at a tank. They traveled across stars to get here. Their technology must be hundreds of years ahead of ours. We need another way. As the room filled with arguments and fears, and half-plans, no one noticed. A small shape leaving the big alien ship, a tiny shuttle smaller than a bus, broke away from the mothership. This small ship had special covering that hid it from being seen by radar or other tracking systems. It flew toward Korea, moving fast and quiet like a ghost. Inside this small ship was Subin, risking death as a traitor for helping humans. Subin had found secret files showing June Park never did the bad things he was blamed for. The young alien had worked in intelligence, looking at messages and information from many worlds. Subin found proof that some top council members wanted Earth's resources, its metals, its water, its plants. They planned to trick Earth into bad deals that would leave humans poor and desperate while council planets took Earth's riches. When Subin found this truth, there was a choice: help destroy innocent people, or risk everything to warn them. The choice was hard, but clear. Helping kill billions of innocent beings was wrong, even if they were aliens, even if helping them meant becoming an enemy to your own kind. The small shuttle landed in thick trees outside Sol leaves and branches hiding it from view. The door opened with a soft sound, and Subin stepped onto Earth. Soil for the first time. The air felt strange, thick with water and smells. Subin had studied humans for years, but had never met one, had only seen pictures and videos. Now everything depended on finding humans who would listen before it was too late. Subin carried 3 important things: a translator device to speak with humans, a small weapon for protection, and most important, a data device holding all the proof of the lies about June Park and the real plans some council members had for Earth. The alien began walking toward where sensors showed a human city, knowing each step might lead to capture or death, either by scared humans or by other aliens who would see this as betrayal. Subin looked very different from humans, taller with blue skin, 4 eyes and only 3 fingers on each hand. Hiding was not possible. The only hope was finding humans who would listen before shooting. Meanwhile, back in the underground room, Hana tried to create a plan to save as many lives as possible. We need to focus on moving people from the most likely target areas, she said, looking at maps: major cities, ports, military bases. They will hit places that would hurt us most. Could we surrender? Asked someone. Maybe if we give up without fighting, they might spare us. Another person shook their head no, saying if they wanted surrender, they would have asked for it. They want to make us an example. That means they plan to hurt us badly no matter what we do. As they talked, a young soldier ran into the room, breathing hard. Director Kim, we have a situation at Checkpoint 7. It's an alien. It's alone, and it's asking for you by name. Everyone stopped talking and turned to look at Hana. What she asked, not understanding how could an alien be at a checkpoint? How could it know her name? Yes, Mom. The soldier continued it, speaking through some kind of translator device. It says it has proof about June Park, about why he was killed. It says it's very urgent. Show me, said Hana. The soldier held up a small screen, showing security camera images from the checkpoint. There stood an alien, hands held up in what looked like surrender. It was speaking into a small device that translated its words into simple Korean. I have proof about June Park, about why Council killed him. Please, I must speak to Hana Kim. Danger coming soon. Please, against all normal security rules, against the shouting of security officers, against everything common sense said to do. Hana made a decision. Bring the alien here, she ordered. Something in those 4 desperate eyes looked honest, and time was running out. Within 1 hour, Subin sat across from Hana and Tae in a small room, deep underground. Guards stood at every door. Weapons pointed at the alien visitor. Subin placed a crystal data device on the table, sliding it toward the humans. My name is Subin. I worked in intelligence section. I found these messages, these plans. Your June Park discovered something he should not have found. With careful movements, Tae connected the alien device. To Earth computers, the translation was rough but clear enough to understand messages between High Council members, talking about how to trick Earth into giving up its resources for almost nothing. The council leaders come from old mining worlds. Subin explained they used up everything on their own planets and nearby systems. Earth is very rich, very valuable. June Park found their secret studies of Earth wealth. He talked to them privately. He threatened to tell everyone. So they killed him and sent this ship to scare us into giving up what they want. Hana said, her voice tight with anger. Subin's 4 eyes blinked one after another, showing shock. No, not scared, destroy. Commander Rock truly believes your people tried to poison council members. He was told June confessed to a plot from Earth leaders. Rock's orders are to destroy your big cities as punishment. He thinks he is bringing justice. The room became completely silent. We have less than 5 hours left, Tae whispered. Subin pointed to the data device. There's more ship plans, weapon systems, communication codes. And Subin stopped speaking for a moment, then continued a way to get onto the ship without being seen. I can guide a small team. Hana looked carefully at the alien. Why risk your life for us, for people you never met? Because my people once almost died from similar lies, Subin answered quietly. Because what happened to June Park and what they plan for Earth is wrong. Sometimes, you must choose what is right over loyalty to your own kind. Hana nodded slowly and pressed a button to speak to people outside the room. Get me special forces, we need the best team ready in 30 minutes, as plans began. Tai came close to Hana and spoke softly. Director, if this fails, if we can't stop them, then we die knowing we tried to fight back, she finished, but first copy all this evidence and send it to every nation. Every television station, every computer. The whole galaxy needs to know what is really happening here.